Minions of the Zoo. In space! Tonight's episode, The Crippled Engine.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Minions of the Zoo in Space. I'm your keeper for the night, Tier Alexander, here with traveling exhibit Mitch Nemo, Travis Gardner, and James Colley. Oh, crud.
When I was 19,
Okay.
I thought it would be... I worked in a pizza joint. And on one night when I was assigned at the cash register, you know, basically taking orders and answering phones and collecting money, I decided to put a plastic bag over my left hand. And I wrote Exhibit A on it, like my hand was evidence in a trial. No one seemed to catch the joke, though.
I know, upper level humor is so,
Yeah.
I'm gonna click on the swarm, because I fucking hate board disconnected. And Synthwave doesn't get populated, and I guess that's Hypertur Erratus doesn't get populated either.
No.
sounds like most of my girlfriends.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, no, you said doesn't get
Oh,
populated.
shit, let me pull down the image so people can see.
Oh, yes. That'd be a good idea.
The Herc are about to overrun this.
Oh, I thought once you went live that all the chat disappeared.
By the Herc. Give them
This kind of makes it worse, because with the with my carrier, I had things to do while we wait for shit to happen, but now I just have two things to click.
Yeah.
And I'm done. So now I just get to sit here and wait.
Yes, the time gate.
Yes.
That's why I prefer red alerts to TFOs.
Yes.
All right. So, have you guys been following the War of the Rohirrim movie they're doing? Or,
What went where?
so they're doing another book from the appendices, called The War of the Rohirrim.
For Lord of the Rings?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a mistake.
Well, especially since how they're using a female who doesn't even have a fucking name in the story.
Right.
And she's this epic girl boss warrior leading a troop of females.
Never saw that before.
Never. Not in my life.
Hey, I seen a similar movie like that.
A what?
I seen a movie similar to that. It was a Lord of the Thongs.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It was the one thong?
Yes, and it was a golden thong.
Let me guess. Instead of Gandalf, they had Gandalf.
I didn't see all of it. I kind of dipped in and then dipped out.
After 20 minutes of watching, you're like, yeah, I'm done with this.
Yeah, pretty much. You give me credit at 20 minutes, though.
Now, there are stories for females where female heroes, like, why not redo Red Sonja? You know?
Well, not just that, but those stories for females are called romantic comedies.
What's that?
The stories for females are called romantic comedies.
Yes.
And if you want
I think there's a. That's not to say women can't like an action film,
Agreed.
but you don't woman up an action film, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
You don't fill it with that particular type of grandstanding and self-important dialogue.
Yes.
You have to retain the action film thing, even if women are in it.
Yes.
But if you want to have a movie about women pontificating about being women, that's the romantic comedy, for fuck's sake.
Yes.
And when you take it out of that context, it sucks.
Refugee ships heading down.
Yeah, but
And I'm tired of people pretending it doesn't.
like, you can have good stories. Like, Ella Ripley was a phenomenal action hero.
Yes.
And it's not because she was strong. It wasn't. She was fucking terrified most of the damn movie. But
Of course you were. And go on.
But in the end, when it counted, she jumped in that motherfucking power loader and fucking fought.
Yes.
You know, get away from her, you bitch.
She didn't get. They cut this out of the original theatrical run.
Mm-hmm.
But she missed the chance to raise her daughter, and her daughter had died by the time she came out of the suspended animation.
Makes sense.
So Newt becomes her surrogate daughter,
Yes.
emotionally speaking. And once you realize that, and that's a very feminine instinct, protecting the young.
That's your child.
Yeah. And once you realize that and you watch the movie with that in mind, everything made sense already. But it makes more sense.
It adds
now.
a layer to it. Why she's so gung-ho and willing to die for me.
Of all the things they could cut out of that movie, why cut that out?
Agreed.
Okay, it was like a 4-second fucking.
I mean, but it's kind of.
It was a 4-second edit.
But it's kind of implied with the way they use suspended animation for space travel. So it's already implied.
Yes.
You know. But again, you have you have stories where a woman can be strong if she's doing a woman thing, protecting children, right? Female.
Right. But you know what Ripley never did? She never pontificated about the plight of being a woman in a man's world.
True, and she never put down the men around her to make herself feel important.
Right.
You know.
Even getting back to Aliens real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Even Paul Reiser's character, who was the corporate dick.
Yes.
She never put him down to make herself feel stronger. She called him out for what he was, and that's a different thing. You know, modern Hollywood writers can't seem to grasp that.
Yes.
Yeah, another character that goes overlooked, though, I think, Hancock. You know, the blonde that was supposed to be his, yeah. What she wanted was to live her life with her son. And then when Hancock shows up, and she flat out tells him, "I'm stronger." And then he tries to screw with her life. She shows him.
Yeah.
That is a female action hero I can get behind.
Shit, it wasn't even her real son. It was her stepson, and you're right. She was very.
The evacuation.
They don't get it.
Now.
Like, again, you can In the superhero story, you can have strong females as long as they're not putting down their male counterparts. I'll bring up Red Sonja. Red Sonja never put down the Conan stand-in.
Right.
For being a man, you know, she never. And when they fought, she wanted to lose. Like, why did she fight him?
Yeah.
Knowing she wants to lose. She wants him to beat her.
Yes.
You know, but she can't let herself be beat.
You know, it goes back to the way I'm writing those two characters in that treatment I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
The male and female who have similar skill sets.
Mm-hmm.
But the female has an advantage and the male has an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not ever going to be played where they're competing against each other, because it's not rational to do in the story we're telling.
Yeah, they're not in competition. They have to work together.
Exactly, and they're going to work together. So you can still have a air quote girl boss. She doesn't have to be a dick about it.
Oh no, not even that she's a girl boss. You can have a
Dick about
strong
it, she's
female.
no longer a girl boss.
No, she doesn't have to be a girl boss. She could be a strong female character. A girl boss puts down the men around her instead of elevating them. You know, she doesn't show her femininity. What's the word for? They dump every man down to make her look good.
Right.
You know, when men around her should be either a little better or just as competent. Instead of showing that she is their equal, they have to show that she's their superior.
Right. It has to be flaunted.
Yeah, she had to put them down at every given moment. She has to prove that she's smarter, she's better. You know, that, you know, men using the rings of power. Galadriel, you haven't seen the things. I've seen my fair share. You haven't seen the things I've seen. Yes, but I fought too. I've seen war. I've seen bloodshed.
Yeah.
You know, oh my God, you fought the Shadowrun battle. I fought in tons. You know?
Head to escape route
The female dwarf, you know, playing Lady Macbeth, essentially. When the prince should be sheltered short because he was raised since birth to take his father's place. She just married into power.
Right.
You know? You got lucky that he picked you, but he was groomed for this. So he should be the better ruler. It shouldn't be our kingdom, it should be my kingdom. Your one task in this is to pump out an air and a spare.
Yeah.
You know, and I get sick of that shit. Like,
Dear,
yes,
tell me how you really feel, sir.
I feel crappy.
Well, let's examine the reason why you get sick of it. You get sick of it because it's boring.
Yes.
And when it's boring, it is not entertaining.
No, it's not.
That's a fairly simple rule. You got to keep the audience's interest. That's why no one likes The Acolyte. It's because it's boring.
Yes.
The problem is it's not merely boring. They've compounded stupid so that they could sit on top of boring.
There is this absolute weird. It's just been like a weird shift about starting probably mid 2000s and getting even worse there, where instead of writing character that has traits that people can relate to, people are writing characters so morons who don't have any sense of creativity, any sense of imagination, any kind of idea of how humans write stories can relate to. I have to see me in this story or I can't be interested in it. That doesn't make sense to most people that people that grew up in our time, that where we can look at a character and see things in that character, no matter who it is, see things in that character that I feel. But no, we can't do that anymore. We have to write characters that look like us, talk like us, have our experiences. That's why. That's why we have that's why the stories are getting so boring, is because they're having to dumb them down, so dumb people can feel represented.
Yeah, but
right.
Like,
there's a deeper layer to it as well, because what we get to watch as an audience is what I call Hollywood. What do you call it? Hollywood, not diversity. What's the other word? Not inclusion.
Hollywood interpretation of what inclusion is.
No, but essentially, if Hollywood makes a movie with a black character in it, every time the black character is the focus of the story, there's going to be rap or hip hop music.
Yeah, or some sort of discrimination.
Well, just some kind of a stereotype, because they think that the stereotype is cultural representation.
Yes.
Because they don't know what the culture is really about. That's what I call it, is Hollywood cultural recognition.
Okay.
Basically. Hollywood thinks that black people listen to hip hop and rap.
I don't.
Hollywood thinks that when you have an Oriental person on screen, you have to have that dang, 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 shitty fucking out of tune string instrument. Or worse, regardless of the slant of their eyes, and I know I'm going to get shit. Someone's going to write letters. Regardless of the slant of their eyes, Hollywood will always use that dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Even though it doesn't fit their culture, yes.
Right, because Hollywood views skin color as a monoculture.
Yes.
And I'm tired of it. If it's a cowboy, he's going to talk like this. Yeah. The drama, I'm going to spit my tobacco and kick your ass. Because Hollywood is fucking stupid. Hollywood is short-sighted and shallow. And it's boring.
We just don't create good. We can't create good stories because
we forgot how to tell a story.
Well, the thing is that you have idiots writing for people that expect you to be as idiotic as they are. And one of the things that has been trending every year, if you are on right-wing Twitter, there will be the discussion of Starship Troopers, where people will say, basically, this movie is kind of awesome, I like parts of it, and then you'll have some Nimrod liberal.
Oh, they're Nazis.
They're going to come in and say, you're missing the point of the movie.
No, we're not.
And they'll be like, nobody has media literacy anymore. Okay, your concept of media literacy isn't actually literacy. Your concept of media literacy is parroting somebody that you think is smarter saying. You parrot something that somebody that you feel is smarter, so you can feel smart. That is one, and that is the problem with every intellectual pursuit right now. It is not a discussion of ideas. It is people that look at somebody and say, people think this person is smart, I'm going to see exactly what they did. I had a discussion with an English professor, a friend of Max, And I asked him about literature, and I'm like, about like what the author means in it. And she told me the one thing that has stuck in my mind, the basis of all my literary theory. Who gives a shit what the author or the creator of the piece meant?
Yes, what did you interpret from? What did you get out of it?
Yes, it is me interacting with the piece of art, the piece of media that means more than what this person over here who created, who gives a shit, you created it, good, thank you. My interpretation matters more to me than what your interpretation is when you put it into it.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you weren't there talking to Shakespeare, you have no idea what his intent was.
Yes.
See, what Tim was hitting on earlier about they got to see themselves in the role in order to enjoy it. And that kind of goes back to that whole D&D thing, where now you got
main character
characters in wheelchairs and all that.
Oh God, yes. Which makes no fucking in a world. All right, okay. Don't get me wrong. I completely understand the thrill of. In one of my D&D games, I played a blind archer. It just felt awesome, you know. Card is fucking blind as bad, but it's an amazing archer. But in a dungeon that is designed for people that can walk, in a world where you have magic, you know, heal your legs, where you can be reincarnated as anything and still have all your memories, why do you need a fucking wheelchair?
Right.
Exactly. And now the dungeons have to be wheelchair accessible?
Yes. It makes no fucking sense.
It's almost like they might as well just put a dungeon outside of a town and have a handy cat parking. But at the same time, Tier, you're still in my point, kinda. In a world where a fantasy where anything can happen, you can be anyone or anything. You choose to sit in a wheelchair like you do in your real life. Nobody does that.
Well, yeah, that's the textbook definition of missing the point.
No, it's fetishizing something. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Again, I will open it, like I said earlier. I played the character with a blind archer. I liked it. The concept was amazing to me. You know? But I didn't like, oh God, because I'm blind, I can't, you know, y'all gotta change the dungeon layout, you know, make it to give me an advantage. Why?
Well, see, all I was going to say is that if I have to play a D&D game where it's this handicap bullshit, I guarantee you what my character is going to be. He's going to be a halfling slave trader, and he's just halflings to wheelchairs, magic bomb, and he's going to have his work familiar push those wheelchairs.
You know what gets what else? They tried to cite because like there's a Chinese picture of a man in a wheelchair being wheeled around, and they're missing the context of that picture. 9 times out of 10, that man is rich and he's fucking lazy.
Oh yeah.
Batman.
Huh?
Oh, you said rich and lazy. Batman.
Yeah, essentially he's a either a noble who's lazy, or he's a wealthy merchant who doesn't want to walk. He can pay people to push him around. You know, it is not because he's a cripple. And even then, that it's not depicting a battle. It's depicting a merry scene of him strolling out into the country, or him being you know, among the trees, possibly in his own fucking home. You know, you don't send the cripple to battle. If this is real life, you're not sending the cripple to battle.
Unless it's Ukraine. Sorry. Unless it's Ukraine.
I mean, it'd be a great way to relieve the world of the cripples, I guess.
No, I mean, if you're sending the elderly and the infirm into battle, it's a desperate battle. This is a siege.
Right.
Your men are all outside fighting, and they're breaking into the gates, and they're the last line of defense.
Yeah.
Like
you strap magic bombs to them.
No, I'm talking about in real life. If the women and children are fighting, if they are fighting, then it's a siege, and they're fighting for death. They're being attacked, and they have no means of defense.
Right.
You know.
Oh, you
don't send the women out to battle. You don't send the children out to battle, and you don't send the elderly out to battle.
Okay, y'all don't, but personally, I see even the elderly and children have good uses.
In real life games, we're not talking about in a fantasy game, D&D, damn it.
No, in an actual real life, the Muslims do that. It's nothing for them to strap a C4 vest to a 4-year-old.
Well,
that's the shit you don't see on TV.
Well,
but that's several of my friends that come back that they have told me about. And that's some of the shit that fucks them up.
That's a little different, James. That's religious fanaticism.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it goes beyond it because the same tactic was used in Vietnam. And heck, even like right now in Gaza, they're planting audio players in swaddled up blankets with babies crying,
and to make them stop, and it's actually a bomb.
Yeah.
All right, but again, that's religious fanaticism and using your enemy's morals against them. They won't shoot a baby, but you have no issue with doing that. It's also a PR ploy. All right, so if
basically, we're going to use babies as human shields. How dare you shoot the babies?
Yes, you know why are you setting up a base in a hospital? You know why are
human
you
shield?
Human shield. Oh, and they attacked this school full of children, but they didn't tell you that they were using that school as a base of operations. They were attacking a military asset.
Yep.
It's a PR game.
Well, and you know, I still very much believe that one of the rules of war.
There are no rules of war.
Well, it should simply be win.
Yes.
Hey, Rotncorpse.
You're right.
Hey, I'm saying, don't forget, basically, like, protecting women and children is a very, very Western ideology.
Yes.
So, Nietzsche said it best. When it comes to love and war, everything is beyond good and evil. What you do in those two circumstances is beyond good and evil. It is what you do after that defines what and who you are.
Yeah.
I like what Tom Landry said better.
What?
The key to a good defense is a great offense.
Yep. But in that situation, it's true. You know, if every other month you're attacking me, at some point I'm gonna get pissed and march in and punch you in the throat.
Yep.
I mean, I was discussing this once with somebody, and we were talking about time. We were talking about what if the United States had war broke out with China. They crossed the Taiwan Strait. They're invading Taiwan right now, and I was talking to a friend of it because they had a documentary, not a documentary, it was a news program where they had 2 teams out there kind of wargaming strategies. And I just basically blurted it out. If they cross the Taiwan Strait, we're putting a nuke right down the Three Gorges Dam. Problem solved. And he's like, oh my God, that would kill half their population. And I'm like,
and
that's the point.
If they know you're willing to do that, they're not going to cross the Taiwan Strait.
Teddy Roosevelt said this: walk softly and carry a really big stick.
That was...
And can't forget that since most people don't understand how a nuclear missile works and everything, it's not going to have a nuclear fallout like a nuclear reactor melting down does.
But it would kill a lot of people because there's a shit ton of water behind that.
Yep.
Oh, yes. I'm just saying the whole thing is not going to leave the water irradiated for fucking, decades,
Right.
and that whole thing like everyone thinks it's going to. It's going to be like a couple weeks and then it's fine.
Well, I'm more pissed at this notion of, that'll kill a whole bunch of people, and them invading Taiwan isn't.
Yeah.
The thing that we learned repeatedly throughout history, is you'll see it, and we're in the cycle right now of if we're peaceful towards them, then they'll be peaceful. No, it doesn't work that way. We had the Trump doctrine. We could either be friends or I could be your worst enemy. Then we go back to Reagan. One of my favorite things about, they talk about the Star Wars program under Reagan, and they always concentrate on the one thing about Star Wars, which was the missile defense, us being able to shoot down Soviet missiles coming in. There was another part of that a lot of people missed, and that was we were building cruise missiles and stealth bombers that they couldn't detect. So basically, the concept of strategic defense was they were going to be able to launch it. They were going to launch at us once the vast majority of their rockets blow up in the upper atmosphere or in space and not be able to see our retaliatory strike. The part I missed is that we were still planning on retaliating even though we disabled their missiles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'd make sure it's proportionate, kind of like when Iran fucked with our boat. It's like, what was it? They fucked one of our boats, also had a sea mine because they were fucking. First, they fucked with gas prices, then they fucked up a boat, so we destroyed their entire military, or their entire navy in 72 hours, I think it was.
Yeah, that was concentrated in that one little area.
And when Iran tried to say, well, you have to pay for these oil rigs and whatnot, and that whole thing, because that goes against the Geneva Convention, and basically the U.S. uses the use of. It says we're not allowed to do this. It doesn't say anything about oil tanks, and they're just like, fuck, they're right. Like,
but technically, some countries aren't part of the Geneva Convention. If they're not following it, why should we? Why am I playing checkers when you're playing chess?
It's the whole thing of it's supposed to be, we're supposed to be more morally superior, hold the moral high ground and whatnot. And honestly, when it comes to this shit, I'm in the opinion, fuck it, let's get rid of the UN, and if they're gonna try this shit, we're gonna fucking blast your ass.
I've said this before, and I'm going to continue to say it. I'm a huge isolationist. I don't think we should help anybody but our allies. If we don't have a formal treaty with you, I don't fucking want to help you.
Right.
Yeah.
And that help should be contingent upon the ally in question not being a tyranny.
Yeah.
It's not being a tyranny in their help for me when I'm in dire straits and they help me out. Because honestly, let's be honest, friendships are like that.
Yep.
That's why I was gonna say, Tyr, then you have with that as well, and just as the reminder, yes, we'll be isolationists, but if you fuck with our shit, we will glass your asses.
Yes.
To prove a point.
And I don't believe in proportional If I have nukes and you have rocks, I'm dropping the nukes. Why should I hamstring myself?
Oh, I believe in proportionate. The proportion we're going to blow up is going to be big, so you realize not to fuck with us again.
The thing that bothered, the one that I had a discussion the other day. This was the ex came by the neighborhood. That's another story. But we were talking about it, and she brought up Israel, and she's like, it's horrible what they're doing to the Palestinians and everything else. And I'm like, I don't care what they do to the Palestinians. Yeah. And I'm like, it's like, here's what it was. Hamas attacked a music festival for peace. Now, you attack basically women, young men, basically people that could not harm you in any way.
Took hostages
in a country. No, okay. Several things about Israel. Israel usually measures their wars in days. Mm-hmm. They learned their manners from the Germans. That figuratively and literally, Hamas was not Hamas. The Mossad was trained by Otto Skorzeny and Ernst Remer, which were SS men.
Okay.
They weren't given much choice in helping the Mossad. It's like, hey, you can either teach us your techniques, or we can put you on trial. What do you want to know? But no, and the thing is that it's a country that's basically built on the concept of never again. They've been thrown out of 109 other countries before. They're not going to get thrown out of their own.
Makes sense.
Well, what the hell did you expect them to do?
Dance naked.
But even with all that, like, there was a solution to, you could not bother them. Oh, they're living under oppression in their own fucking country. How do they live under oppression?
One, they're not a country. Two, every time the ceasefire goes up, they are the ones who fucking break it.
So
Indeed.
there was this lesbian at my job, and she is this pro-blackly black, blackly black, right? And she was trying to get me to understand, why she supports Hamas and the Muslims. And I'm looking at her the entire time, and because there is one of my bosses' mother, I wanted to say, I'm pretty sure if his religion had its way, you'd be thrown from a building.
Yep.
I didn't say it because I like to keep my job. But they're not too keen on homosexuality.
No.
You know?
Okay, let's boil this down a little bit.
Okay.
You know the expression, those who fail to learn. No. Okay. Those who fail to learn the lessons of history are doomed to
repeat them.
Those who fail to learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Yes.
Those who fail to learn the right lessons from history are simply doomed.
Yes.
That's where we gotta be. That's the mindset we have to be in. Because when you look at it, when you look at all the things going wrong, terrorism, Muslims, and yes, I'm gonna sound like I'm generalizing with a bunch of these things. Terrorists, Muslims, bad cops, good cops who won't do anything about bad cops even. Government employees of any kind engaging in acts of tyranny, letting prosecutors letting criminals off without a second thought, courts favoring against the American people in general, or just in Western culture, the courts favoring against their citizens in favor of, ruling against their citizens in favor of foreign invaders, and feminists. And basically, climate activists, feminists.
General nuisances of our time. You there? It did it again, didn't it? It fucking did it again. Yep, it did it again. Hold on.
They all have in common is that they love soft targets.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And they don't respect kindness, they don't respect negotiation, they don't respect rational thinking. The only thing they are going to respect
It's force.
is the strength that you force them to respect. That's it. We have to get out of this mindset of
And I will
we're
only
better
disagree
than
with you
this, we're better
slightly.
than that. We have to be prepared to do some dirty things. Yeah.
And it's the whole thing is they still don't respect it, they fear it. Period. Like
Right.
there is no respect in that whole thing. Like, it's getting my little freaking twitch in there or titch or whatever, the word. It's just too many people use respect wrong. Not trying to say you did necessarily, but yeah, it's they don't respect it still. They're just going to fear that you're not going to be near as nice next time.
Exactly. We have to make them understand that you kill one of us, we're going to kill 10 of you.
The untouchable rule. You send one of ours to the hospital, we send one of yours to the morgue.
Yes.
The Chicago way.
Yep, the Chicago way.
We are firmly entrenched in the find out phase of this operation.
And we should be.
We've been letting them fuck around long enough.
But you know what gets me? This is the best way I heard it said, and this is will explain exactly what I mean. Rome never fell because of the enemies at the gate. It was the traitors that let those motherfuckers in.
Yeah. We're dealing with traitors.
Did you see what happened?
I want to make clear though, before I
Yo, Jen.
this thing. Yo, Jen. I want to make clear that I'm not saying that we should engage in religious tyranny against Muslims, for example. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we should do fucking hair on my tongue. God damn it. I'm not saying we should do anything like trying to predict crime or reduce ourselves to any kind of ism just to prevent tyranny. We have to let the bad guys act, and then we have to deal with them. I'm not talking about preventing people from exercising their rights. I'm talking about when people violate the rights of another, they need to get fucked.
Yes.
And not in a nice way.
The hammer has to come down. It has to come down hard.
Yes. No more of this, for example, the cops fuck with me and take me to jail for something I obviously didn't do, and it's obvious that it's a trumped up thing and they're trying to be all framey about it. Mm-hmm. Just the prosecutor saying, we're not going to pursue this, and then the judge saying, okay, case dismissed, that doesn't make me whole. And a fucking lawsuit where I win money doesn't make me whole. Because those cops are going to be free to do that shit again.
Yeah, so they need to lose their jobs and be blacklisted.
Oh, it needs to go further than that, I think. I think in cases where cops engage in anything that could be construed as torture, I think right there in the courtroom, the victim needs to have the option of exacting revenge. And, barring that, and because I don't want to resort to violence, I really don't. But I'll tell you how to fix a lot of the problems in government. Make it a requirement for government employment that your home address is listed and easily accessible.
Oh, Mitch would have
To be
loved
fair,
this
no.
person.
No, and I'll explain to you why. Because retaliation for... All right, so at my job, there have been times where I've had to take stuff
Mm-hmm.
You know, stuff that, hey, this can't go for these reasons. Why you gotta take it? Because it can't go. Those are the rules. Like, I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. And these said this can't go for this reason. Oh my God. Now, if my home address was out there, everybody that with a serious enough gripe could come to my house and hurt me.
Oh, who left?
True.
You know,
Hello.
But if that were the case, would you engage in acts of tyranny against anyone?
No, I didn't. But
I know what you're saying, though.
yes.
Mitch would have loved it. Sorry, Jim.
You guys finish your thoughts. No.
Oh, Mitch would have loved the discussion we had last night with no, the night before last.
What? Sorry.
And on the Saturday shift when I was talking about our state superintendent.
Oh yeah. Yes. So, quick recap, Mitch. The superintendent of Oklahoma, if I'm not mistaken, of schools.
The state superintendent.
Yeah, state superintendent of schools. Is refusing to give money to a program that it was donated for, because he feels that it is better served somewhere else.
Tough shit. He doesn't get to make that call.
He has been contacted by the Attorney General, if I'm not mistaken, and several state representatives to make him give, and he's still like, nope. He denied FOIA requests, and he's denied something else.
Open Meetings Act. He doesn't deny him. He just doesn't respond.
So you guys are on more of the political side of this, but I just had a guy look a little bit further into the Dustborn game, and it's the gaming side of it, where they are telling you right away that the game is teaching kids how to practice cancel culture, how to bully others, how to isolate other people, just so that you can force your way.
Oh, great.
And this game is absolutely being
sold.
promoted. Well, that's just it. They were promoted with taxpayer dollars.
Yeah, and it was a
They're
Swedish
being
company.
held up with them. Yeah. That's what I have a problem with. The amount of fucking Europeans that I don't doubt were up in that DNC event need to get the fuck out of your country. The same as
mine. Fuck out of everyone else's country. I'm tired of non-Americans in my homeland. Like, again, I say this, I'll say it again. I'm a huge isolationist. I don't want anybody bothering me.
Like, I don't have a problem with visiting you guys, but I plan on going home. You know?
I mean, but if you decide to stay, you stay the right way. You come in the front door. You knock.
Legally, yes.
Yes. You don't sneak in the back and then expect me to be kind.
Like, the only thing that I would have to be really careful about, and this is really just because people have a perspective that don't know me, right? There's a really good chance if I moved across the border, it's probably because I fell in love with a dude. That's just the facts.
Okay.
You know, and that is a green card. That is somebody putting themselves on the line in the hopes that I can become a good American. But here's the thing, if I was in love with somebody, that's what I would do. I would try to become a good American because I'm moving in with him. And if it was vice versa, I would hope he'd try to be a good Canadian if he moved across from me.
Right.
That's what you give up for people that you care about.
Yes.
So if you're dating up with a woman, she can stay her ass in America. Is that what you're saying?
I know, so probably.
I need to find myself a base Canadian woman.
Coming over here for.
I just don't want to leave. I just don't want to leave my end of Canada. I'll be real. I'm well aware of the resources that my part of Canada holds. And there's this part of me that admits that if we don't fight for it, then I'm retarded. That's why I'll say things to you. I'm like, well, maybe if I can convince the Americans to take more of an interest in my province, I can trade them with good resources. Because they make good shit.
I mean, again,
That's one way to do it.
What resources?
Oil, oil,
Oil, yeah.
oil stands, and that doesn't even include the resources in the mountains, because if you look at actual minerals, there are times in certain ways that we compete with Taiwan.
You know, again, I don't mind. You guys are one of our closest neighbors, and at times, you're our ally. You know, if someone attacked you, I would jump in. I'd be willing to jump in to defend you. If somebody came and they're invading Canada, yeah, let's deal with this shit now. Because you're a stone's throw away from my house, and I don't want you in my house.
You know, knowing the stories about the Canadians, God help whoever tries to invade them.
That's actually kind of true. But in all honesty, for everything that you guys have done to help us out, we kind of feel the same way. Like, I don't like bringing up 9/11 because it's cheap, but it's kind of the closest event that we have where anything that we could have done to assist you, we did. We were making up shit to try to help you because we were, like, concerned, naturally, because it was a bad thing to happen. That's not to say we didn't have cynical people. There was nowhere on the planet that I didn't see disgusting people talking when they shouldn't have. But, no, the majority of Canada was itching to help. It's just you can only have so many people in one space.
I mean,
they were sending people home. Like, New York was kicking people out. They're like, yeah, go back to Canada. We've got enough people. Fuck off.
I mean, you still gotta remember, we were still having resource problems to begin with, and having a shit ton of extra people, even if they are helping, it just compounding the issue.
It's that, and we don't always know where it's kind of like that. Like, you can go and help your neighbor, but if you don't know what you're doing, there's a good chance you could be making more trouble for your neighbor. But no, we got our sincerity across.
I mean, there's
God damn it.
The Canadians did help us for the Manhattan Project. There's Canadian forces in Cheyenne Mountain right now helping us, defend North America.
Again, we have to protect our hat.
The other thing too is we're not really we're not actually that interested in what you guys do. At best, if we're paying attention to what you're doing, it's because we're either worried about you or we're entertained. A lot of the times it's entertainment. and you guys host really good parties, so that's kind of one of the things is like when we cross the border, it's to have fun with you. You're our closest neighbor, so who else are we gonna have fun with? But being antagonistic is just a waste of time and your resources. We got better things to do. Just the same as how you guys have better things to do, we got better things to do too.
Shit, a house divided cannot stand.
Just keep sending down the beer and Letterkenny and
maple syrup.
I wish you could send more red green episodes, but
they started our comedians. Like, they've been doing that for a while. Really? It's not new, but
all right, look, we'll trade you red green for Jim Carr. You can have him back.
Oh, we don't want him back. He's damaged goods, kind of like Beaver.
Honestly, I'm willing to defend Canada for Rush.
Really?
I love Rush, and I'd go to war to protect them.
Okay.
We're keeping Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
I'll make a real deal with you. If Oprah ever just try to move from the U.S., tell her not to go to Canada. Go anywhere else, and we'll take back Jim Carrey. It's fine. We'll just send them back to Ontario, and they can deal with it. They're already in the house, so
we'll get that in writing. We'll get that in writing, and we'll make sure Rosie O'Donnell goes somewhere else too.
Yeah, thank you.
But you've also got Bieber too.
Huh?
Well, he's technically already living in Canada. Like, I know he has a place in the US too. A lot of us do, but he's been doing a lot of deals up here, despite the fact, you know, like he did one with Tim Hortons, and I think he's still dealing with that shit. That I think he got damages from that COVID shot, but I'm not his doctor. But he did lose feeling in half of his base, so
yeah, a lot of people got damages from the Fauci juice.
Yeah, I'm not happy
pretty
about
sure
that,
his
you know?
damage was way before that.
Huh?
He said, I'm pretty sure his damage was way before that.
Well, he is
Being a young man in Hollywood.
It's more than that. It's more than that. I'm not telling his business because I'm being a bitch. It's just the truth of the matter. His mom was on crack when he was conceived. You know, and then he went to Hollywood where they're like, hey kid, would you like some candy? I'm like, you...
Alright,
I mean, it was bound to happen. He was, you know, a rich kid. I don't doubt he would have asked for something, but like, no, I wouldn't accept him there.
I'm inclined to believe the tales of Corey Feldman and Corey Haim about the things they went through.
No, dude, Hollywood being a bunch of degenerates, it's a given.
Yeah.
One guitar solo cannot discount what's going on in Hollywood. It would be one thing if Corey Haim was making it up in a vacuum, but he's not.
You're right, he isn't.
Considering not just like child ones that happen to him, like grown ass adults as well.
What did you say?
Like even grown ass adults have had it happen to them, and not just women. Like Gary Cruz got assaulted.
Yeah. It's stuff like that where like I will judge him for some of the stuff that he did, but I won't judge him entirely because like when you know the history with his mom, I would never allow him near drugs. I get that at a point he's a grown up with money, and you know if he goes out on the street and buys some, there's very little you can do about it. But the minute you know that back history, you're like, no, don't give him drugs. Are you stupid?
Right. No, all right. It's a big difference between a child getting it or being given it to by adults who should know better and don't.
Yeah, Drew Barrymore.
Versus, you know,
an adult going out and making bad decisions.
Yeah, adult making bad decisions. At some point, your decisions are your decisions alone, and I can't stop you from doing shit. And I don't want to stop you. You got to make this shit your choices for yourself.
Yep.
You know.
But I will judge the stuff that might have led up to it because it's stuff that I don't know that I can ever see.
Yes.
You know, and he might not want anyone to know. That is what it is when you're. I don't know.
You trying to say something?
Uh-huh.
Nah, I keep hearing the sound like rusty chains. Like, are you trying to escape from hell again?
That's probably me. I had to switch headsets. My one was dying.
Oh. Are you trying to escape from hell riding?
Tell him yes.
Maybe. I don't know about escape, but maybe a change of regime.
You're trying to overthrow Kefki. Bad choice.
Kefki. That's my throne, sir.
Oh, well, shit, take it. James ain't using it.
I'm gonna just say this real quick, and maybe I can get sneaky. You know, the next time we do a stream. Something happened that was really good for Kefki on her stream, and then it was kind of carried on a little bit. So I'm sure you guys know that Kefki's setup is like bullshit entirely. So one of our British friends saved up a bunch of money for her and sent her $1,000 to put towards a computer.
Oh, right on.
And then Blue was like, you know, I'm gonna add to that. So he added an extra $350 to it. And then Kayla was like, you know, let's get her up to a proper computer so she doesn't have to worry about it. So she threw in another $350. So if I get her link, the next time we do a stream, I might just add that in there. Listen, she does the most beautiful ferret drawings, and someday she's gonna have to give you back your bones, dear. But the next time I get her link, I'm gonna see if I can ask permission to link that. Maybe not on the minions, but
if you can get it, I'll put it in my link.
Okay. I don't want her to kick my butt, but I'd like to see her do well, and I love her, and and hugs, and just in case she watches this later.
She is a member of our little community, and we look after our own.
Right.
If I could do that for all of you guys, you know.
The work on there.
Who's that?
If you look at my avatar, Kefki did
Yeah,
my avatar.
broke.
Yeah, she does. She's so talented.
She did my avatar. She put the monocle on there. Shit.
She freehanded.
If I keep doing these things, I'm going to need to have a real avatar.
I mean, Kefki did it, and honestly, God damn it! Why was this? I hate this mission.
Normally I do donations more, if I am going to pitch like a donation thing, it's more towards things like cancer and stuff, but every once in a while, it's more of just, she don't got cancer, but man, she got a whole list of other things that she deals with, and, you know, I could give her like 5 years of joy because her computer actually function.
Again, she's a member of our little community, I don't mind helping.
Also, I hate that I hate that her situation leaves her with half the meds that she needs in a month. But I'm like, those are times where I wish I had superpowers, and I tell her that every time. I'm like, I wish I could just take all your problems and throw them in the bin.
No doubt.
I have none though. I have none. I'm just a boring kid. Still alive.
I mean, we do what we can for our own, like I said. Man. I need a drink.
Oh, speaking about that, that was probably the funniest thing I'd seen all weekend. So, yet again, hanging out with my British friends. So that's Batman, Arms, Shadow, and Blue. And they're all like, let's torture TC with this clip of Grace Randall doing a review of the Suicide Squad, so that he can listen to her bring up John Cena's penis every 2 minutes.
Wow.
I hadn't seen it either. I hadn't seen it either. And I was like, this was their inspiration to torture each other, so, you know, instantly to the whiskey bottle. I was sitting there like, I don't drink. Where's my whiskey bottle? Well, yeah, every 2 minutes she was like one side of the argument. Oh yeah, the scenery's great. Oh, it was kind of violent. Oh, John Cena's penis.
Would that be a John Cena?
And I was sitting here thinking, because I don't have a job, man. She gets paid to go give bullshit reviews for movies. Like, fuck my life.
you know what? I've stopped listening to like professional movie reviewers.
For that reason, I don't blame you.
They're paid to shill. I don't trust their opinions.
That's one of the reasons I like our system.
Yeah, it's a simple
I'll
system.
never watch alone. I mean, the questions are easy to understand and easily answered for the most part. That's one of the reasons I developed it. I didn't want a big snobby cinemaphile fucking methodology.
Yeah.
It's also the new Hollywood is so fucked up in comparison to the old one, because
No,
you know
it's
that
the same degeneracy. Just a new code of
yeah, but you know that even if the reviewer was giving a bad review, like I was always bad with their names, but the two old guys that would give you shit if your movie was, yeah, they were still getting paid to go see those movies. You know, at a certain point, you should know if your movie's crappy, and you can't get that if no one's telling you that.
Right.
But all right, the thing with James Siskel and Roger Ebert, you could trust that they were given their honest opinions on the film. You know, because they argue back and forth. Siskel would hate something, but Ebert would love it. Vice versa.
Right, because access media wasn't much of a thing then.
Yeah.
Or at least not in the same way.
They still had to pay their own money to go see that film.
Right.
That does make the difference.
You turn the tax card off, but yeah.
But
I mean, it was
do
for
know.
work purposes, but yes.
But that worked so much better, you know, because you got different perspectives on it. Some people aren't gonna like a movie that we don't like. That's true too.
Yeah.
But you should have both perspectives.
But again, they're paid to blow, you know, Hollywood fly them out. Oh yeah, we got flown out, and you know they gave us all this swag. You know.
Oh yeah, they fly us in for a premiere, feed us beforehand, give us some nice clothes to wear, and then when we get there, they give us a gift bag.
Yes. Don't. Oh,
No,
your opinion isn't bought.
Please review our movie.
Wink.
You wonder why the marketing budget is so high? There you go.
Shit.
Pretty much.
Did you hear what they're doing with Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, they're taking away the commentary.
No, they're taking away audience score. They're
Yeah.
only giving you people with verified ticket holders through Fandango. So it's no longer an audience score anymore.
And I think that anybody with skills should just create a new site and start a new one.
Pretty much, and then when they come for that one, sell it to them, and then go build another.
Keep
You know,
doing
you
it.
keep your code proprietary.
Until they go
So that
broke.
when you sell it to them, they have to create their own code.
What you about to say? Tragic?
Sorry, I kind of blanked out. I was I wasn't sure if this or if Jen caught the enormous rant I went on about Hollywood a second ago.
It's
didn't hear
probably. I didn't hear that part, but I got the tone of the conversation, which is why I jumped in. Like, yes, I did just watch that video about the Dustborn. It is the game side of it, but it's the same fucking people.
Yep.
Like, regardless of whether or not they're in Hollywood or they've flooded the gaming scene too.
They're an infection.
They are.
But there is a cure. People aren't buying their crap. That's the cure. If enough of this shit fails, if enough of these things, these projects fail, at some point the higher ups are going to get the message like, we're not making money, so you need to change. Disney was a hair's breadth from getting a brand new CEO.
It's why I'm so torn on that Wu-Tang gang. You know, because in all honesty, I am glad that the game developers have done well. You know, I am trying to separate them from the country because every time I think about it, I am endorsing China. And no offense to China, I don't endorse the CCP ever. I just will not. But I am happy their game did well. Both for the gamers and because I do think it sends a message to the Chinese that, no, actually, we don't hate you.
Jen, I can appreciate Chinese culture without supporting the CCP. I tell people this all the time. I'm a huge fan of the Romance of the Three Kingdoms. I will sit there and have debates about that. I will read and buy any media that is tangentially related to it. I love that book so much. I love the Outlaws and the Marsh so much. Any media related to it, I will purchase. It is not an endorsement of China. It is an endorsement of their history.
And that's actually
their
the
culture.
message that I want. That's actually the message that I want. Like, I do want the people that live there, I don't think it's ever going to happen, but I do want the people to realize that actually the world doesn't hate you. We just don't like your government. It's sometimes it's as simple as that.
The problem with like the video games and movies, for them doing the wrong things, they are all putting money into special interest groups.
I can't, right, you're breaking up, sorry.
Yeah, I'm on my other headset because my one died.
I mean, the CCP doesn't respect Chinese culture more than most people. I mean, that was the whole point behind the Cultural Revolution.
Yeah,
was they were trying to kill off their old culture.
Well, what do you think COVID was?
Oh shit! What do you think?
It was the same thing. That's why the elderly were the most susceptible. It was probably designed that way, because those are the people who are more likely to vote for liberty.
Shit, Mitch, what do you think? Fucking unburdened, to see what can be unburdened by what has been is.
Yeah, exactly.
It is. Ignore the past in favor of the future.
Yep. Which is the most short-sighted thing you can do.
fucking yes.
But go on. You were saying about killing the older
Yeah,
philosophies.
Yes.
Is that better? I tried cleaning off where the mic is, I think.
Well, yeah. During you had Mao's Cultural Revolution, where you actually had the younger generation, the Red Guard, which was the college students, something else, going out and hunting down the older Chinese intellectuals that still were discussing what happened before the Civil War, before
the revolution.
The revolution. And basically just dragging them out in public and shaming them until they shut up.
Yep.
But let's continue. Do you know what happened to the Red Guard after Mao got in power? He turned on them. The very same ones that put him in power, he killed.
First rule of taking over is kill the troublemakers.
Yep.
I did it.
Also known as useful idiots.
Yep.
But no, it was good to see a game literally prove to our side of the world that no, you don't really need the DEI shit. The people peddling that stuff don't have as much power as you think they do. It is going to be down to what the people want to buy. It's always going to be like that. That's what it means when they say customer comes first. That is that. Yeah. So you cannot force me as a woman to buy FIFA games. I don't play soccer.
Right.
That's a very limited group of people. And I doubt that the girls who play soccer are playing video games about soccer.
Exactly.
Oh, they're playing billions.
Video games about playing soccer are for soccer fans for the most part.
Yes, not soccer.
Really just for anyone who wants to buy them and play them. But I think you'll find that it's mostly soccer fans who partake.
That's just how it is. So destroying the genre for a group of people who are never going to play your game is stupid.
Well, it's suicide.
And it's unnecessary.
But see, the problem is they believe that the modern audience, the mythical modern audience, if they put this woke shit in their game, the modern audience will appear.
And I'll be real with them. The only time I want a character that's running fast, it's when I'm playing a game with a stupidly big map. So I can cross it faster. You know?
Like they don't
feel like video games.
We like aesthetically pleasing things. You know? I have a rule. In a game where being male or female has no bearing on gameplay, like no actual tangible benefits, no, oh, well, if you're male, you're locked out of certain options. If you're female, you're locked out of certain options. In a game where that does not matter, I always play a female. Look at me right now, Mitch. Aren't I playing a female character?
Oh, yes.
The game, it doesn't matter to the effect of the game.
Right.
So why would I want to look at a man's ass? You know?
Exactly.
Now, I don't mind playing a male character if it's part of the game. I don't have that issue because it's a story. You know, you're just playing from their perspective. I can handle that as a different gender and not think I need to be that gender.
No, I'm just saying, in a game where male and female honestly doesn't matter. Like, again, there's no tangible benefit to being a man, and there's no like extra strength bonus. There's no
WoW.
Huh?
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, but in Star Trek Online, there's no tangible benefit to me being a male or female of anything, except for maybe an Orion for story flavoring.
No, if there's any benefit, it's a racial one.
Yes.
For example, I play this cat character, Acacian, and that's mainly because I get to jump higher.
Yeah.
And that makes sense.
But I play an alien because I think I get to sign an extra trait.
Yeah.
Now, for the most part, I'll usually pick a relatively average character, unless I'm being a troll. I think we lost Rotten. He's probably resetting.
It probably is.
But when I play certain games, I will on occasion make a troll character, especially if I'm playing with Satsu, because anything for him to laugh on his stream is something I enjoy.
Why is my what the fuck? Why is my
So
camera
not to pitch for other channels, but for times in the past when I played Ark with Satsu, I made a demon. Admittedly, it was as pitch black as I could get. And then I let them figure out where the thighs and the arms were. Very tiny, largest ears I could give it. And I would just follow Satsu around at random.
Why
Like,
is
hi.
it not following my car? Why is my camera not moving?
I don't know.
Now it's moving. Okay, whatever. I fucking hate this game some days.
I hate this mission.
Well, hell, did you hear in the newest Monster Hunter, they're taking away gender-specific clothing.
Yeah,
Now it's...
And that's why alright, don't get me riding. I say this and I don't want to do this. I fucking hate World. World destroyed my favorite game.
I
And
hate people involved.
I have no issue with that.
I'm tired of the bitches who are scared of titties. I have them. They're not leaving
Well,
my chest.
I was gonna say this and that one. It's like, dear, you know, it's like I'm not the one that's gonna be pissy about that. I enjoy World, and eventually I do would like some of the other Monster Hunter games. The only thing I find funny is like the people like, oh yeah, it's the Monster Hunter fan base wanted this, and I'm like, are you sure it was the Monster Hunter fan base? Because most of that's not in fucking US.
Yes,
I don't know how many times when I was playing World and someone would respond to an SOS and they had their mic on. I had no fucking clue what they were saying.
But you know, they respond to SOS, and I didn't fucking care. I just needed your fucking help.
Oh yeah.
I didn't care what you were saying. Can you fucking help me with this monster? Yes?
Oh, the funniest one is just like Call of Duty when the one person has a really shitty mic and you can hear the parents getting divorced in the background.
I don't care what the fuck they're saying.
No, it's just funny.
Yes.
Tier
Yes.
or G.
Huh?
I meant Jen, but I have a question.
Where the fuck are we
With your, I'm gonna need you to cite your sources.
For what?
You said that you have breasts and that people shouldn't be afraid of them.
Showing pictures online. That's how you get rumors by bullshit people on both sides, to be honest.
I'm gonna have to have you cite your sources.
One of these days, we're gonna have to, like, whenever freaking Angela and James meet up, we're all gonna have to be there and just have a ring there for Angela to beat the hell out of James.
I don't see nothing. Old man Brodo himself.
I always bring it on myself.
I won't.
Well, I'm saying,
but
I'm saying
do
sell
have a-
tickets and everything. That way we can, you know, support them still.
Kieran, male asses are hot. Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Some dudes got good asses.
I don't know about male asses, so I wouldn't know.
You know it's even better than that?
What?
Molasses.
Who's?
Molasses.
Oh, jeez.
James.
That sounds sticky and painful for the wrong reasons.
Hey, what I do with that horse is my business.
Yep.
Does Vosh know that you're cheating on his horse on him?
Chase
You know,
horse said,
Did you get that horse from
You know,
Tim
James-
Walls?
As I say, I know you and Tim Walls had something.
No.
Look,
Jesus.
all I
Where the fuck did we
have
go?
all I have to say is I don't think we should bring the private lives up of the politician. What Tim Walls does in his private time is between him and his horse.
Him, his horse, and his wife.
I mean, with what we know he drank back in college, and I'm pretty sure he's got a direct line to Glock since, you know, they do actually provide horse semen.
You know, there was something. It did. I'll just paraphrase. It is back when LBJ was in the Senate before he was vice president and president. He his campaign manager, he spread a rumor that one of his opponents was a pig fucker. Wow. And his as one of the people working on his campaign said, you can't say that. That wasn't true. And he's like, I know it's not true. I just want to hear him deny it.
In public.
And that the whole
Go ahead.
The Tim Waltz thing kind of reminds me of that. I just want to hear Tim Waltz deny, the horse semen allegations.
Well, he kind of can't because he went to from what I'm aware of, he went to the hospital for it.
Look, this is my thing. If he came out and said, "Yeah, I fucked a horse," I'm pretty sure he would get the horse fucker vote.
From what I'm aware of, he didn't fornicate a horse. He just drank a bunch of horse semen enough to where he had to go to the hospital to have his stomach pumped.
That's gross.
How much is enough, for fuck's sake?
From what my understanding is it was closer to a gallon.
Jesus.
Why?
Or more.
Did he come
from what my understanding, well, he's older than me.
Over here.
This was back in college, so this was for a fraternity or some shit.
Prepare to target this thing when the field goes down.
Okay.
There's some things just not worth doing.
Basically, when the field goes down, just press the fire button.
Okay, frat house. I'll go to another frat house that doesn't make me drink horse semen. Thanks. Where's somewhere else?
There was a meme going around, and it was it had like the little blurb about Tim Waltz and the horse semen, and then out below it was a guy in the horse mask, and it was Pete Buttigieg at the DNC.
Apple fudge.
Pete Buttigieg.
I hate that. I hate that name. If I was him, I'd change it.
Buttigieg.
Oh, yes.
But it's right accurate to what who he is.
Buttigieg? Yeah, probably.
He's gay, and that's all his personality is.
Yep.
He sucks as a fucking Why did he get transportation secretary?
Because he knows how to pack his shit. That's how.
God damn it, James. I can't with you. I wake up in the morning and I think James isn't going to say something that makes me breakfast. But he just goes there.
Even paved potholes in his town that he was mayor in South Bend, Indiana.
I am here for comedic relief.
What'd you say?
I don't know if you're relieved, but I'm.
Come on, I want to target this damn thing. Get me the hell out of this mission.
Target or profile?
Target, there's a difference.
Okay, profile.
Oh, Star Wars is dead. I'm sorry.
But again, why is he? Some people shouldn't be anywhere near government. Do you remember the assistant director, the assistant nuclear energy secretary, deputy assistant of nuclear energy?
Yeah, the one who stole luggage.
Yes, the one that stole the luggage.
Oh yeah.
Why?
And
Yeah.
You are a deputy assistant director. So you're the undersecretary. Why do you have to steal people's luggage?
And they dare call JD Vance weird.
Yes.
Well, that's because they're full of nothing but degeneracy and debauchery, and to them that's normal. So not being like that to them is weird. That's purely.
They're having to pull all the way back to high school for him to get weird stuff. And I'm like, they have
there's that one, and wasn't he also on a podcast way back when with like Jack Murphy before he got like super big and known for shoving a dildo up his butt on Chatterbait and peeing on his wife?
But you know what gets me
After
about,
she got pulled up notes.
But you know what gets me about the they tried to pull up a video, a picture of him in a dress and a wig, and in college. Oh, he's trans. No, he's not. Like, if you'd have seen me do the shit I did in college, I'm not trans. I'm just hanging out with my friends and we're doing stupid shit because we're guys.
Yep.
One, that's also because when you look at like college and some of those things, they themed parties. It's kind of like how like homecoming week back in high school and shit like that.
Yeah.
I mean, this was back when I was my first time in college. This back 2004. They had I was in one of those parties. And I dressed up as in a gold dress like Marilyn Monroe. Ooh, I dressed in drag. No, it was a costume, you morons.
Shit.
And I looked damn good in it too.
Yeah, again, you did shit. It wasn't because you were trans. It was a Halloween party. It was, an event. They had kooky night, like reverse night, where guys dressed as girls and girls dressed as guys. Weird shit. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the whole thing. Is it was meant to be so people could let off steam due to like exams and the pressures of college that they have. It's not just because, they did this, so that means all of these people are trans. No, you dumb motherfucker.
Yes.
And stop ascribing your beliefs to them.
Your weird degeneracy.
Alright, somehow I wasn't expecting you to be doing 10 over the speed limit.
I just find it amazing, and I do have, just on a side tangent, I do have to. It's just becoming very, very fun, just to try to figure out what the next weird ass story to come out of RFK Jr.'s. Because he had the dead bear. Did you guys see the one about him, the chainsaw and the whale?
No.
He found a whale that died and washed up on the beach.
Okay.
So him and his daughter were like, it would be kind of cool to have a whale skull. So they cut the head off of it and took it home.
Okay.
It was a dead whale. It was dead. He didn't go out and kill a whale. They killed the whales, they would have. I could understand the problem. No, he didn't kill a whale. He found a dead one and took its head.
Yeah.
That's funny. His cousin found a blonde in a vacant pond.
Yeah.
No, his cousin drove a woman in blonde into a pond.
Terrible, James.
I mean, while RFK Jr. is like a staunch liberal, he does have some like quirky and crazy ass stories and whatnot that do humanize him more to where, yeah, you can kind of tell he's not nearly like the rest of the Kennedys.
He's pro-tyranny.
He's still a fucking lefty all the fuck.
I mean, I wouldn't vote for him, but I sure as hell go camping with him.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking if I'm doing that with him. That's just because I carry a gun. Guns and alcohol don't mix legally.
Well, guns and alcohol don't mix, but there is a very cool shopping center in Midwest City that has a gun shop, a liquor store, a weed dispensary, and a strip club and a check cashing place all in the same strip.
That's
like
awesome.
my kind of place.
Like,
I mean, the only places I'm going to visit are. I haven't, done the devil's lettuce since I was 18, and I don't need to cash a check anywhere, and I honestly don't really care to go to a strip club.
I've only been to one strip club.
I've never been to a strip club, and I have no intention.
They're not bad. They can be pretty fun if, like, it's that whole thing. It's you got to have the right people with you. So, like, most of the strip clubs I went to, I was still in the military.
So my city has, like all cities, a red light district. It is a stretch of about a half a block that all the strip clubs, all the porn stores, all of that shit is in like one half a block. But also, the precinct 1 of the police is literally on the next block over.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so Tier's not worried about the frickin' strip clubs and that whole thing, but goddammit, he makes sure he's got his points card for the porn store.
Hey, I can't carry my rewards card on me at all times. I lost my wallet once. Nope, never again.
Oh, I never said that you carried it with you all the time, just when you're going to go there.
Yeah.
And ain't nothing wrong with that. You take your you take your degeneracy and you keep it in the privacy of your own home or someone else's, as long as consenting adults.
Amputee midget porn is very rare, and I have a refined taste.
Whatever happens in your own home between you and your horse is not my problem.
God damn it! You made me cough up my drink.
I mean, tragic. I prefer the Dave Attell version of that. Hey man, whatever a man and a woman and another man and a midget and a donkey do in the privacy of their own home is their own gosh darn business.
Well, Dave Attell, he did the show Insomniac, right?
Yes, or it was like Insomnia with Dave Attell or something.
Yeah.
Dave Attell was on Insomniac.
Back when Comedy Central was good.
I mean, I still say his like two best jokes or it's like best jokes. There's that one. There's the one to where he actually got a dwarf woman to be in the audience to heckle him and flat out say, her hands couldn't make his dick look big.
Ooh.
Yeah, he straight went.
I've always been like a fan of like stand up, and my grandma has, and she won't let me have them yet. And I'm wanting to. My grandpa was a humongous, like stand up comedy fan. He had like the big albums of George Carlin,
Richard Pryor,
Richard Pryor, Bill Cosby, all of them.
Yeah.
And
do you? All right, it's a three-way joke between Young Eddie, Richard Pryor, and fucking Bill Cosby. And each of them tell a part of the story, which I fucking love. So, in one of Bill's stand-ups, he talks about how his son went to see a comedy show. And his son came back cussing. And what he did with his son. Well, Eddie talks about how a famous comedian called him and was complaining about the shit. He like, I would like to talk to you about the thing said on your show. And then and Richard tells the story about Eddie calling him about this comedian that called him. And the punchline of Richard Pryor part is my fucking favorite part. Tell that jello eating pudding pop motherfucker, if he don't like the shit you say, he can suck my dick.
Tell Bill I said have a Coke and a smile and shut the fuck up.
Yeah, damn it. I'm cooking a fucking. Oh man.
And-
But my comedy holy trinity will be always Young A the son, Richard the father, and Colin the Holy Ghost.
Oh no, my Trinity's a little bit different.
And Kennison is a Gabriel.
Kinnison is an exorcist.
Kennison's the exorcist. Just screams at you. Ah!
I mean, for me, it would have to be Kennison, Carlin, Williams.
Okay, I can see that. Williams was funny.
Williams, I don't know that I would call him a comedian as much as a performance artist who's funny as hell, but I don't know.
Have you ever heard his stand-ups?
Yeah, of course I have. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we saw
but
this
it's
match.
I'm going
I don't
to
know.
pick a
Look,
random.
Robin Williams, I think, was an improviser.
Yes.
He might. I mean, he'll probably sit and stew over a couple of concepts, but I don't think he was really all that big on writing shit down. Whereas Carlin wrote his shit. I went to a Carlin show and he had a new bit. It was one of his, like Advertising Lullaby and Modern Man. They're what he called raps.
Okay.
Because there's an ebb and a flow because of the language he uses. I actually learned a lot from Carlin on this stuff. There's an ebb and flow to it, and he would bring his handwritten notes with him on stage until he had that rhythm and that pattern down.
Mm-hmm.
And he explained that, right there on the stage to everyone. It's like, yeah, I'm looking at notes here. It's because this is a new piece of material, and part of my process for memorizing it is to go through it night after night after night after night until I get the rhythm and everything down. And once the rhythm is established, it makes it easier to remember the words in the bit.
It's a mimetic pattern.
Yeah. And I can't remember which bit it was, though. That's the problem. Because he's got these wonderful bits and a lot of shit he does. It's almost like beat poetry, but it's more interesting because it's a more sophisticated use of language.
Okay.
Like when he says, and they tell you to get on the plane. Fuck you, I'm getting in the plane. Let Evel Knievel get on the plane.
Use your own words. Okay, well, bit fat flony flundo flu.
Yeah. Or he one night, one show on stage, he's just like, my uncle used to do that, and we would slap the shit out of him. And because it's not really a segue, it's a non sequitur, but it's a great little piece to have between two larger bits.
Yeah.
His bit about losing things, that's brilliant too.
Listen up.
He was more than happy. We had to put James in the mental home because he was
more than happy.
You went to the happy farm?
I'm going to read him the riot act. Tell him it's wordy. I don't want to.
Tell him I already read it and I thought it was wordy and not well thought out. If he really wants to read me something, have him read me The Gentleman's Guide to the Golden Age of Blowjobs.
There it is.
I love Carlin.
Give him my love. I don't want to be carrying around Jim's love for her. I don't want to be carrying around with that. What if I don't want to give her my love?
I've got problems with my mind.
Yeah. Now I'm walking around carrying someone else's love.
I like the baby on board thing. At one point in the bit, he's disgusting when he says it, baby on board. Don't tell me your troubles, lady.
know, got the league follow or get out the way. You know what I do? I scrub.
Damn straight. The thing is, George Carlin made some of the most valid socio-political points, and he didn't do politics that much. He's not doing like government politics. He's talking about the politics between people.
Yes, I would love to see. He would either be an independent or if he were around now, if he was still alive, I can see him being an independent.
No, if he were still alive, he'd still not be voting. He honestly gave up on it.
If you were alive, saying, "Help get me out of this fucking coffin."
Yeah.
He considers himself essentially. The way he phrased it is he has no stake in the outcome, and there's a lot of validity to that. Because honestly, this shit we shuffle around every 4 years, does it ever get better? I mean, it did get better under Trump. There's no denying that. But look where it's led us. And now what's he doing? He's siding with tyrants. Or better yet, he's letting tyrants glom onto him so they can share his spotlight. I guarantee you, this shit with Tulsi Gabbard and RFK Jr. is not going to end well. If you have any doubts, just look at a voting record.
He really probably should have just let them run and tell them, you know, keep them running.
I think I kind of like the idea of him using them because the simps get all wet in the pants over Tulsi Gabbard for some reason. She's not that good looking.
I also think he's trying to use her because she probably does have dirt on other people in the Democratic Party that we wouldn't necessarily know. You know, I mean, it's stuff that they're, it's one of those things that they've been calling out, and even her side has been calling it out too. This thing where Kamala is deliberately running away from those interviews. It is because of stuff like that. Well, she has no platform, but it's also because of stuff like that. She has a ginormous history that the Dems are doing everything they can to scrub, but they're too fucking late. They're really too late.
Oh, yeah.
And the minute she does an interview, whether it's a debate or just a plain out interview, she's already done. Because she's been empty the whole time. And you can only be like, oh, she's black, and she's been spray tanning herself, which I find funny.
Alright, okay, alright, I have to clarify. It's the word that the tactic they're using is using a homophobe. It is one word that has multiple meanings, and they're speaking the other meaning. She is ethnically black, skin color, culturally she isn't.
Oh, I don't doubt that. But it's just that she leans more towards her Indian side of the family. So it looks like she's using a spray tan to make it look like she's more of a different shade of brown. And it's something that you notice because if you've ever watched Meghan Markle, she does the same shit.
Oh yeah.
It's I don't really give a shit. Like if they have issues with their skin tone, like you have at her, but don't put that on my plate, lady. Like I don't honestly care. Just take care of yourself, you know?
And, you know, once again, don't tell me your troubles, lady.
It is. I do not believe that I'm agreeing with Dr. Umar when I say that. But they come around and pander. Every 4 years, they come around and pander. Oh, I'm blacky black. But good for me.
It's one of those things here that I'm blessed to have cousins who are half. So I did grow up with them when they were younger, and I grew up with them when they were older. You know, when they were younger, yeah, you could tell who their dad was. But you know, as you get older, Yeah, the melanin goes. You know, my cousin had a joke deliberately that at the border, they didn't question that he was a person of color. They just thought he was faking it as a black man because they thought he was native.
I will show y'all too. As a child, I can show you a baby pictures when I was like 4, and then pictures when I turned like 8. I went from being a dark-skinned child to a white baby to a dark-skinned child to the color I am now.
Yeah.
Like I've literally been multiple colors in a sense. If you didn't know who my mother was, honestly, you would assume I was a white baby. Like I was adopted.
Tira is part of the Hong Kong tribe.
Jen, I got a question.
As a matter of fact, I will pull up my baby picture and post it and y'all can see it. Let me see if I can find.
Is that like an odd form of like alopecia or something?
No,
like I don't.
Genetics are fucking weird.
Okay, like they are. Like I only ask because they're not just weird; they're interesting. You know, the things that make us different is also interesting. Sorry.
Genetics play interesting games with dice.
Yes. Like my mother and my mother, her mother, and my grandfather. If you did not know who, what the fuck is if you didn't know who they were, again, you would not assume that my mother is their child. My mother is high yellow. My grandfather and my grandmother were brown. Genetics are fucking weird. My mother has brown hair. My grandmother, my grandfather don't. I don't. Genetics are fucking weird.
I still say you remind me of that one actor from Westworld.
The one I will say for my cousins though is you can tell that they have ancestry that probably leads to them coming over, you know, within the first couple of generations. Because both of them pulled off the blue eyes. It always kind of fascinated me because they're very clearly black kids, but blue eyes. Okay, you won.
Hold on, let me get out of here.
It's not impossible or that rare. It's just it's neat when it happens.
So I'm gonna put a picture of my mother, me as a baby, and see if I could. I think I had one when I was a little younger.
Baby pigs are like kitty pigs, you know.
If they were.
You say something about kitty pants?
No, I said kitty pictures are like kitty. Kid pictures are like kitty pictures.
So I'm gonna post it in Rotten's Discord because I could care less what y'all say.
You couldn't care less.
Yeah, I couldn't care less. Hey, Batman. I'm
Hello.
putting the memes.
What?
The memes.
The memes.
Bill Bettinson.
Oh.
Steve Crudgington.
Oh, Mitchell lost fish.
You know, I didn't share that meme that you shared, Batman, with
Rock.
It's Smash Basher.
Smash Dash. Mike, hard punch.
Bash machine.
Punch, rock groin.
Hurl gently.
Slam, steak face. Gristle McThornbody.
This is one.
Brick indie wall.
We put our faith in blast hard cheese.
Hold on. Smay's in there.
Where's another good one? I know I've seen it. Probably in the right end.
Where you? Oh, the memes.
Slam, beef broth.
Burp Footington.
That's got to be one of the greatest gags in fucking movie history.
Well,
Yes.
The blessed hard cheese gag from MST3K. What was the name of that movie? Space Command. South American shit sci-fi. What was it called?
All right, this is me as a baby. This is me when I was like maybe 2, 3.
where?
I'm putting him in there now, and that's my mother.
In the memes.
I see what you mean.
That's lighting.
No, that is. Look at that. That's not lighting. That is my skin is highly is pale, and my mother is high yellow. That's not lighting.
It's lighting.
It's lighting.
That's not lighting. Okay, I can find another one.
Another one.
It's lighting, you racist.
I'm not racist.
Also, when you're done that, I'm gonna share the meme that Batman shared with me earlier because I've been enjoying that.
No, you're not racist. You're racist.
It just means your mom ran out of toner.
Your mom was hot.
Your mom was female.
Yes, my mom was female.
Oh, what map are you on?
Earth Space Dock.
There shows up. Everyone's like, "You have a mother?"
Yes, I have one.
Yeah, which one?
The one with the guy.
Sure,
Alright, well, I'm
can't
gonna
find the
share that
picture.
one. Thank you for sharing this with me earlier, Batman. I've had much joy with it.
Which me?
The test pilot of the USAF's first jet fighter dressed as a gorilla to mess with other pilots.
Oh, that wasn't me. That was. I'm forgetting who that was.
If you scroll up a little further, Bats, you'll catch the screenshots of my Connie and my modified uniforms.
Ah, done looked, boss. No, I can't go to ESD2 because there's too many people there.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to drop. I've got to head out.
Have a good one.
Well,
Okay.
have a good one.
Y'all take care. Don't work too hard. And thanks for having me, Tier.
So James is gonna make like a baby and head out.
There, Bats, I've switched to your instance.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm using. I've got my dreadnought carrier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you've done a good job on that. It's not canonical TMP, but it works.
No, the non-canonical parts are the. I designed the badge differently. The belt is from the Odyssey.
And the color's darker.
Costume bit, and the boots are from the Kelvin TOS uniform.
This one will prove it's not lighting. It is literally my skin.
Tears went and grabbed his light meter.
Sorry, I threw in a little meme because it was funny.
Come on then.
He's doing it.
Nope, it did not come out right.
Because it doesn't exist.
It does, damn it. I was a little white baby at one point in my life.
Only if you, only when your mother told you really scary stories.
He was
don't get me wrong. I don't doubt that you were pale, but they're not wrong that the lighting isn't helping with it. Like whoever did this photo was probably throwing the lights down. Yeah.
It's like when you take a digital image and turn the light saturation up too high.
All right. Say.
So it's one of those things, they took the
Bats
photo.
and I
went to
are
Walmart,
Earth Space
had to
Dock
wait
9,
an
by
hour
the
to
way.
find out it was a bad photo.
I'm popping in 9.
All right.
What was that, Rotten?
Earth Space Dock.
I said it's like back in the old days where they take a photo, then have to go to like Walmart or Walgreens to develop the film, to only find out an hour later they took a shit photo.
Yeah, pretty much.
Have you ever taken an old analog photo and scanned it in and then expanded it. What you don't realise is that those old cameras, they took every detail.
Oh yeah.
Messing about with some old photos taken in the 60s. And I expanded one, right? After I scanned it in. And it's something you can't see on the photo, but once you expanded it, pick this certain window, and there's a fucking Jack Russell. Sorry for swearing. There's a Jack Russell at the window. And it's a detail you can't see unless you expand it digitally.
I have one of my the lab I take some of the film I use. He also does large format 4x5, and one of the he don't have a video of it, but it's a GIF on his website, and what it is he shows you the hidden selfie. He has a picture of this woman that he took, and it's just enlarge until you see his reflection in her eye, as clear as day.
Oh, nice.
And it's amazing. And yeah, but yeah, these older cameras. If you scroll up in the memes, the pictures I've taken, most of those are 60, 70, 80-year-old cameras.
Yeah. It's
Where you
because
guys?
we're at 9.
No,
Number
I'm at
9.
9. I was where are you actually?
We're
I'm at my
I'm
perch.
saving up to buy an even better scanner.
all right.
Where's your perch? I think I just saw you run down to the shipyard. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, my perch. Overlooking the ship.
Get off that.
Download. Yes, add to photos. So this is me.
Oh, look at that. We're posing in sync.
Okay, that's what I couldn't hear. My headphones came unplugged.
Well, you probably find your headphones came unplugged.
All right, this one should be better because you can see the contrast between my skin and my mother's skin with the same lighting.
Yeah, you're darker than your mother.
Only slightly.
But you're still darker than you were in the previous picture.
Only slightly.
Yeah, but he's still a lighter toned kid, is what he's trying to get at. But I mean that's normal. Like you could have like half the class looking like you, and then the other half of the class being.
Yeah, but my point was that genetics are fucking weird.
Yes, they are.
All right, I sent you the invite.
Accepted the invite.
And I'm going to join a random because new content isn't around. And have you did the daily?
No, I tend not.
You don't do them?
I tend not to, no.
All right, well then shit, we'll just hop in the TFR.
You haven't seen this ship.
Yeah, I like that ship. The dreadnought you're flying.
Yeah.
It looks kind of like a TOS Excelsior.
Or a Connie on steroids.
What's that?
Or a Connie on steroids.
Yes.
Where'd you put the ship? I want to see the ship.
Oh, we're gonna see it when we go into the
Well, yeah.
TIFO.
Unless it's a ground one.
In the meantime, I'm gonna keep dancing like a Ferengi.
You gonna do the nog dance?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, we're off.
Well, that was fun while it lasted.
I had to get my flip phone out.
8 to beam up.
Our intelligence services have
look what happened.
Romulan operation to take over the mining
There we
facilities
go.
in this remote area of space. They're using these asteroid mines to...
Where's your ship? The Kobayashi Maru. This one? No. Yeah.
There.
The Pioneer.
Yeah.
Not a bad Pioneer.
The 22nd century, no support struts, negative spaceships.
Oh god, negative spaceships make me sick.
I don't believe it. I got stuck in the fucking station.
I believe it.
You got stuck in the kitchen?
I got stuck in the station.
Oh.
You know what the wonderful thing about this one is, Tia?
What?
It's a carrier. No, I'm not saying it's infected.
see, all those big ships, you know, you gotta be fast and zippy.
Just a few more to go.
Not necessarily, man. I mean, I've got a shocking amount of zip on this Constitution.
Yeah,
considering its base.
The size of mine, I've got a bit of motion.
Yeah, but I can get in, fire off, and you get the fuck out of there.
I've got the armor. I don't need to do that.
Oh Lord.
Yes, my child.
Go to hell.
Been there, done that.
10 out of 10, totally recommend.
Not really. Food sucks.
The only thing I dislike about this is I don't see why I shouldn't have a fucking cloaking
device. That's where you want to buy the oh god, which I think it's a tier 4 Defiant. You can get a cloaking device, but I'm not sure how many different ships it works on. I'll have to look at mine in my inventory or in my bank when I get a minute.
Right. I think
the tier
anything
4
smaller
Defiant
than
is fairly cheap to get.
if anything classified as a raider should be able to use a cloaking device.
No, I don't think so.
I know they should.
Personally, I think Federation should have used cloaking devices.
No,
you think what?
No, the Federation should. It stands to reason for somebody like the Federation to use cloaking devices, because that way they can observe primitive cultures without interfering with them.
Well, they did use cloaking technology.
No, they used
Hollow technology.
Thank you.
Oh.
You know, when they're doing that first contact business. Not even first contact, but what's the other word? Observation.
Yeah, cool.
When they were doing insurrection.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they've done it before with that thing with the they're not Vulcans, but they're Vulcans, but we don't actually know how to do Vulcans aliens. Oh,
right.
Blew up. That's what you get for being overconfident.
That's what you get for being a Romulan.
I'm not a Romulan.
No, you said they blew up. I said that's what they get for being a Romulan.
Yeah, but I'm not a Romulan.
God damn it.
No, I blew up, not them.
Oh, you blew up. I thought
yeah.
Because
I just realized.
Alpha is back online.
No, because all I see off my port side was a Romulan ship going nova or going black hole.
Yeah, but there are Klingons on the starboard bow.
Captain Kirk, this is Spock. We step on the transporter.
See him off, Jim.
Targeting crystals hit by Klingon missiles.
Wrong song. There's Klingons on the starboard bow, starboard bow, the starboard bow. See him off, Jim.
Up and running. Even the Falcata will probably try to.
I have to confess, I was cheering in your corner a little bit, Batman. And to be fair, I don't even know if you like beans. But this bitch was all like, these guys waited half an hour in line to get a bun with cheese. Well, actually, it was a baked potato.
Excellent.
It actually looked delicious. It was a baked potato with some beans and like a hell of a lot of cheese. And then they baked it a little bit longer. I'm like, that sounds delicious. But this bitch called it slop. Well, I've had beans with cheese. I can understand some people not, but I do. But this bitch called it slop, and I was like, okay, listen. I bet you're the kind of asshole who eats Cheetos. I don't want you to know this, but I want you to know this. Cheetos is slop. Yeah, it's slop. Yeah, it's made from what looks like slop, and then they freeze dry it, and then they powder it with cheese dust. So don't bitch about me about slop.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
I'm a fan of Scrapple, and and it is basically leftover scraps.
Also, her thread was full of a bunch of free Palestine. And so I had to educate them a little bit about the Middle East and how much they eat that is beans. They eat a lot of beans. Just letting you know. A lot of it's beans paste. It's a lot of bean paste. Go to India a little bit. You know, leave your country a little bit.
What the hell?
A lot of them are vegan.
Oh, no, you're doing the zombie Thriller.
Sorry, I'm done my rant.
No, I'm watching Mitch's character do the Thriller.
Yeah.
That's okay. He's listening to me do my rant too, and he cooks, so he kind of knows where I'm coming from. Like,
oh yeah,
a lot of places eat a lot of beans. I don't judge them for it. I wish them well, and I don't want to smell that. I love beans.
I'm not a fan of beans, but I will eat them.
Depending on what beans it is and how they're prepared.
I don't just do beans. I make a bean feast. It's different every time.
Hey,
I'll add like taco, burrito, or fajita seasoning to the proceedings. Add
wow.
Diced green chilies,
Did I get
garlic, fucking bell peppers, and onion. I mean, I make it a fucking thing. So it basically comes out as a sweet and spicy, almost like a chili, but it's really just beans. Unless I throw the meat in it, then we got chili.
Yeah.
Right, we're missing a murder cat.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to kick me out.
But I could see where Tyr's coming from, too, because as somebody who's eaten food, anyone who's had beans prepared badly will resent the beans for a little bit. You resent the cook more, but you do resent the beans for a bit. But it just takes one person who knows how to cook, and you learn, oh, they are actually tasty. That's all it takes.
I don't, if you say, Tyr, here, there are beans. Okay.
There he is.
I am.
But will I seek them out myself?
Interesting food story. I got to introduce a friend of mine who's from Montreal to chicken fried steak.
Oh, I would love chicken fried steak.
Yes. Yeah.
She never had it before, and I'm like, well, we're going. You're here. There's a place to go get it, and you'll love it because there's a restaurant here and chicken fried. That's all they serve.
Oh yeah.
You're just getting a chicken. If you go in there and order food, it's a chicken fried steak because they don't make anything other than chicken fried steaks. You have a choice between like mashed potatoes and fries, green beans and okra. That's it.
Sometimes it's better though. Like when you know that they're really kind of specializing in one thing, that one thing is going to be better.
Oh yes.
It is being.
Oh, we've gone into one of those areas where the sound disappears.
And it was so because
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I was saying it was better to be a master of one thing instead of a jack of all trades.
she ordered a large, and she ordered the full order of fries. And I'm like, okay, you're gonna have to be careful with that. You might want to get the half. Not one full. Their full order of fries it's an entire potato of fries.
Yeah.
And they are truly fries, and they are freaking amazing. And she had the fried okra, and
I know what you're saying, but I keep thinking you're saying the fried okra.
There to drink.
She just like looked at the bowl of the fried okra and just grabbed a handful of it and just shoved it in her mouth. Like, you could use a fork, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't realize." It was like, wow. She went through 4 bowls of it, so we ordered the extra because that was her. That she's like, "This is amazing, and I want more." And like,
but again, I love chicken fried steak. One these days, if any of y'all come to Maryland, I will treat you to actual Maryland crabs.
yeah, I would love that, except I'm allergic to them.
Oh, that would suck. If anything, we Baltimoreans, Marylanders know.
Ow.
Crabs.
I'm down.
I'm down too.
I can't really.
I'm gonna respoon.
I'm still chugging along.
I can't really think of the chicken fried steak is the official meal of Oklahoma. That was actually declared by the state legislature that that's the official meal. And our official vegetable is the watermelon.
It's not.
No, according to the state of Oklahoma now, it is a vegetable.
Yeah, just like bacon was reclassified as a vegetable.
What?
Yes, there was a rider in a bill that reclassified bacon as a vegetable.
Yes.
It is the dumbest shit ever.
Don't forget there was also the bill, and I think it was California.
It may be the dumbest shit ever, but I bet it's getting results.
Would you say, Rotten?
I said, don't forget, I think it was in California where they had the bill as well that reclassified specific bees as fish so they could make them endangered.
Oh man. We Oklahoma we have the Bigfoot hunting licenses.
Have you ever hunted a Bigfoot?
Well, in the state of Oklahoma, we have an official season for Bigfoot hunting, and you can buy a license for $15 for Bigfoot hunting. You're not allowed to kill it. You can't harm it. You can only live trap Bigfoot according to state law.
Really?
Yeah, you could actually go to the wildlife department and get an official Bigfoot hunting license.
That's funny.
Yeah, it is funny.
Yep.
And everybody makes fun of us for it, but the thing is, it's a tourism thing, and it brings in like $40,000 in revenue a year of people buying them just as a joke.
As a
Well,
souvenir.
yeah. I mean, look, I said this on one of Kefki's streams repeatedly. If you create a company called Snack Squatch and you sell Bigfoot themed snacks and candies, you're gonna make a fucking $1 million. It's gonna be a mint.
Yes.
You have your imagine a cookie in the shape of a Bigfoot plaster cast.
Shit, imagine like a jelly mold, you know, in this Bigfoot. Bigfoot.
Well, no, you sell root beer, Dr. Pepper, well, whatever, generic Dr. Pepper, or give it another name. Or cola flavored gummies as Bigfoot toe jam. You know, it's stupid. I'm the first to admit it. It's stupid and it's silly. But that will sell. It will lend itself to marketing.
good news is at the security field. The bad
And
news.
people like stupid, silly things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just remember the pet rock.
Yep.
Yep.
I mean, if you can make that sell, then holy shit. And yeah, it's kind of a gag gift, but if you make it a quality snack, you're sitting on a gold mine.
And do you know how to make stuff like that sell? You get
Good marketing.
You get yeah. And the best way to do that is you get somebody you know, like like your kids and their friends.
Yep.
To pretend they've bought them.
Oh yeah, reviews.
I think we've got to go back to the promenade.
That's the reason why some things just do so well, is because they're a shit product, but they have amazing marketing.
Well, yeah. And you really a product like the Snack Squatch line of snacks.
The security fields.
That's where your viral marketing comes in. If you know how they have like Teespring and whatnot.
Almost there.
If there was a company that you could use to design snacks in that way and the marketing for them, that company would probably make a shitload of money too.
Oh yeah.
Then I can finally have my Ridgedale brand chocolate covered coffee bean.
God, I hate the mirror universe.
So do I.
The way it's done here, yeah. Because it's the cop-out mirror universe.
Alright, you would expect, you're telling me that the mirror universe would have the exact same layout as the,
I think that's the last.
Yeah, because it's a mirror universe.
There's one more moving in on your position.
Yes, but the layout should be reversed.
No, not even that. The layout should be different because the cultures are different.
The cultures are almost identical, actually.
No, the Bajorans are more hedonistic, and the Terrans are Terrans.
Yeah. Yes, but the basic, yes.
And the architecture is different. Could be different.
All right. Once you leave the turbo lift, wait.
All right. So the reason why Roman architecture is the way Roman architecture is because Roman system does this. If you took Romans and instead of giving them the Greek cultural template, you give them the Chinese cultural template, they'd have different type of architecture.
Yes, but typically what it's supposed to be for a mirror universe, it's supposed to be the opposite of the current universe.
But this isn't Mirror Universe Prime, if you will. It's not the opposite. It is. God.
Then it's not a mirror universe.
Yeah, it's the Screaming Leaderverse.
The original mirror universe wasn't like a reflection. It was called a mirror universe because it was like the original universe, but
well, it was never officially called the Mirror Universe either. No. That was just they got that from the title of the episode.
Yeah.
But even then, it wasn't a mirror because the Terran Empire wasn't like the Terran Federation.
Right.
No, it wasn't a mirror. Like it says, they got that from the. It was never called the Mirror Universe in Deep Space Nine either. Where's everybody gone? Where has everybody gone?
We're climbing the steps because she's about to do her supernova sunshot thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the steps then, aren't I?
Oh yeah.
I'm going to die, aren't I?
Oh yeah.
Maybe. Have a good time. Rest in peace.
I mean, I found this alcove. Isn't the steps?
Damn it.
Hit that console to make Lita vulnerable.
Watch, he gets into the alcove and he's the only one who lives.
Probably.
Yeah, he can't. Because she floods the lower levels with dear God power energy.
With what the fuck radiation?
Where are these steps at? Oh, I'll rescue this captive.
Help, I've fallen and I can't get up.
Oh no. I just got my schedule for tomorrow.
And where you at?
My first call tomorrow is somebody that wants me to go figure out why the refrigerator stinks.
Disassembler is charged. Get to that
The
console and
refrigerator
discharge.
freeze.
It stinks.
Stinks.
Oh.
It's got a foul odor in it.
It's probably because it's something he left in there.
That's always a fear.
I'm gonna pull this refrigerator apart. I'm gonna find something disgusting that they didn't realize was in there. And you know what I'm doing? I'm charging them. I'm gonna charge them $119 just to point out whatever disgusting thing they had in there.
Yep.
They're gonna look at me and it's like,
wasting my time.
are you gonna clean that out? It's like, if you want me to clean it out, then it's more than the service charge.
Yep.
The disassembler is charged.
I had somebody, somebody was complaining that their top load washing machine was musty. It had a musty smell to it, and they wanted me to take it apart and steam clean it.
The fuck do you look like?
What?
So I go over there to look at him. It's like, okay, I'll pull the tub out and we'll steam clean it. $350.
This is hilarious. I can't find the stairs button to something about rescuing captives.
And she bought it.
Man, people are lazy.
I'm like, ma'am, it's not even that bad. It's a washing machine. It get kind of an odor to it. No, look at this. Tear it
They
apart.
have they have strips that you could put in your dryers. Tide has them. They're, they're temporary, but they're supposed to add that little extra nice smell to your clothing, or to cover the stink that does. Yeah, because they're moldy smelling sometimes. Also, there are parts you can clean.
Oh yeah, they do, and a lot of this you could do yourself.
Yeah.
And but
I'm coming wherever you are.
that is the benefit of living in a very bougie part of town. Is I get really rich customers.
They don't care. Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah, if they could pay someone else to do it, I mean, it does make sense. So.
Dear.
Your company,
Yes.
if you're anywhere
Where the
near
fuck
like
are the
a
stairs?
Air Force base or whatnot, you gotta try to
Somewhere,
get
I don't
contact with the
know.
military.
What do you got up them?
I couldn't hear you.
Well,
Alright,
she's dead
she's
now.
down.
No, Travis, what I was saying is if you're anywhere near a military base, you should try to see if your company can get the fucking contract with them, because holy fuck will you make bank.
Yeah, we try. I use the company I work for. The other office, the office that covers Tinker. Oh man, there's guys that they just go there and they'll just spend the entire day fixing things in base housing, on base, and stuff like that, and they don't. You don't have to worry about charging them.
Yep.
You just. This is how much it is.
You just tell them, the person you're fixing it for, how much it is. You just like come in, fix it, and then fuck off, and they're like, cool.
All right, guys, I'm about to get me something to drink, so hold on a second.
All right.
Put this flash screen up.
But that was the office I used to work for. The office I worked for. It's a franchise business, which a franchised appliance repair. There's only one of them.
No, just mysteriously appeared over here.
Sorry. But now I just spend all day working on rich people's appliances, and
Yep, I'm gonna go to the range tomorrow, and I gotta do some looking through my records as well. I gotta see if I can find a set of the orders, because I don't remember if I got any from when I went to Africa back in 2017.
I'm gonna go to work.
Whereabouts in Africa did he go?
I was 11 degrees north of the equator, so it was in just southish of the city of Djibouti.
say news if I know what it is.
All of a sudden, I have.
The base was Camp Lemonnier.
I've had this urge lately to buy an FNFAL.
Well, don't fight that urge.
Dude, a semi-automatic 308 is always a bonus.
I've had this urge to recently to buy a panel van, have it armored on the inside so that you can't see it, pack it with explosives and just ram through the gates of Downing Street. But I shouldn't say that on it.
All right, David Koresh.
Yeah, you
Actually,
Wait,
even
no,
if
I'm
I
sorry.
did actually have
Wrong
that
person.
urge,
I'm thinking Ted Kaczynski. My bad.
even if I did have that urge, I wouldn't act upon it because you take the weapons of your enemy, you become your enemy.
Oh, there's an itch.
need to get those nicer Ford Transits over there too. So I mean,
and I really like what you've done with that uniform.
Oh, dude, I'm still pissed at fucking LBJ because like there are European vehicles and non-European vehicles that are not American that are so fucking hard to get over here.
Mm-hmm.
do you know the Ford, the little Ford the story about the little Ford Transit Connect. They make them in Turkey, so the chicken tax applies because they're commercial vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
So they can't import them into the United States as a commercial vehicle. So everyone
it's not their commercial vehicle, it's that they're a cargo vehicle. That's the reason why stuff on trucks and like vans and shit are so high in the US especially for import, because they have to not be considered a cargo vehicle, they have to add a bunch of shit to them.
Yeah, the Transit Connect, when they get here, when they get to the port, they all have seats in them. They have 2 and 3 rows of seats in them for passenger use.
Yeah.
So when they get
go ahead.
So when they get to the United States, their passenger vehicle at the
Got to be the best female Trek uniform.
So when they get before they can go to the dealership, they take the seats out of them, ship them back to the factory in Turkey to be put back into another vehicle, and then they can call it a commercial vehicle. Because final assembly took place in the United States.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know some people don't like it, but I have no problem with 4-door trucks. I think they're actually pretty nice. Not for passengers necessarily, but for being able to do stuff to have like, oh, your gun's in the back seat instead of in the bed of the truck, if you're a hunter. Or wanting to use it as a house truck.
All right, my friends, we've been going at it for 2 hours. And I'm pretty sure Mitch is getting sleepy.
Well, that's one way to put it.
I know I am. So, final thoughts, parting words, shit like that?
Oh, God.
Paralympics.
Never play musical chairs with a plus-size model.
That too.
Remember, the hardest thing about horseback riding, when it's not actually about riding horses, and that whole thing, is just stifling the urge to say, that's what she said the entire time.
Yeah, that's what she said, though.
I've got one for you.
Okay.
Screw lemonade. When life hands you lemons, build a lemon launcher and return fire.
Well, if life hands you lemonades, that was actually man that did that, because the lemons are man-made.
No. When life hands you lemons, build a meson cannon, use the lemons to make a battery to power the meson cannon, and then rob a bank with it.
God damn it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. In Minecraft. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead.
What about me?
Go ahead.
In the same vein, if life hands you gators, make Gatorade.
If life puts you in Florida, find a Florida man and protect him. All right.
If life puts you in Florida, you find life, you kick his ass.
Is every man in Florida a Florida man?
Yes.
You know, if I had a time machine,
I've already explained the reasoning why the whole Florida man gimmicks is a thing, anyways.
If
The great secret of life is that it's every Florida man for himself.
See, if I had a time machine, I mean, I would only do this for the United Kingdom, unfortunately, but I would travel up and down the time stream and alter things so that political correctness and globalism never got a foothold in the United Kingdom. The first step is to make sure that we never get accepted in the common market.
Yeah.
I would second that opinion, but for America. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming out to the Means of the Zoo. Remember, the Means of the Zoo is on 6 nights a week, with Tuesday being our Discord day, where we just chill in our Discord and just talk shit. The next show is Hammer's Wednesday night, which has the lovable Genty, Maxie, and Tari Diamantis, and Hammer, the one-ton Hammer on at 9 o'clock, Jen.
No, we usually well, I'm Central Time, so it's always 7 o'clock my time. Okay. But I guess it would be 9 o'clock your time.
Yes. Okay.
Superior time.
Yes, the superior time zone.
Central time is superior time.
No. Eastern is
No, BST is.
No one cares about British Standard. No one cares about the.
There's a good chunk of the world uses it.
No one cares about it though. Just like the metric system, no one uses it.
Almost the entire world uses it,
and they're wrong.
Hey, we use it when we're talking about bullets.
Yeah. All right. Thank you all for, huh?
There's two types of countries in the world. There's countries that use metric, and then there's countries that have their flag on the moon.
Yes. See, there you go.
Oh yeah. You mean like China and India?
Like China has their flag on the moon.
Actually, yeah, they do. Hey, one good thing about the Chinese rover, it validated that the Americans landed on the moon.
That's true.
Oh God, that has to, even today, that is my favourite video on YouTube, where that guy's following Buzz Aldrin around and he won't leave him alone, and he calls him a coward and a liar, and Aldrin just, this 80-something-year-old man just decks him.
All right. Well, all right. I hate to use this as the example, but Neil deGrasse Tyson explained to why we went to the moon. It was just so much cheaper just to go there. Like all the shit we would had to account for in order to fake the moon landing would be astronomically ridiculous.
There's a number of ways you can discredit the moon landing hoax thing. One is the amount of people that would have to be in on it would be too big for any amount of security to hold it secret. Yes. The other thing, in the 60s and in the 70s, the Soviet Union had the best fucking intelligence agency in the world. They would have known.
And they would have discredited it.
Oh, they would have discredited it. Because if that had been the case, the United States would still be recovering from that.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, I believe deeply that Stanley Kubrick actually shot the entire moon landing. But being Stanley Kubrick, he insisted to do it on location.
That's exactly what he was such a perfectionist. That's exactly what Kubrick said. Yeah, if he'd actually filmed the moon landings, he would insist on doing it on location on the moon.
Yes.
Even though the weird thing is for Full Metal Jacket, he made Vietnam and Southern England. So
these days, there's not much difference.
All right, I had to close the show. All right, with that, ladies and gentlemen, the zoo is closed. Have a good night, all.
Das war Daniel Comrades.
Have a good night.
Closing time. Time for you to go out to the places you will be from. I know who I wanna take me home. I know who I wanna take me home. I know who I wanna take me home. Take me home. Closing time. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.